Hey y'all, I am finally back. I don't want to hear nothing because I promised 2 videos a month and we still in April, so I'm not late. Even though my newsy self wanted to come back last week, like to go in, if you watched the first reading that was posted a little over 2 weeks ago now, that one was a little spicy, but I didn't go deep, so I don't know what was played out or anything. If you watched last week's and you hear again, hit me up in the comment section and let me know how it resonated, what happened, what was going on, because I really did want to know, y'all. But like I said, life be life, and especially my life. So don't say I never done nothing for y'all, because y'all can see I'm on here looking a little busted. Hair is not up to par. All I did was run a brush through this joint, push it behind this ear, and we gonna do our best to only record from this angle, because over here, no. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on here, bring y'all something. I'm gonna try something a little different this time. I used to do on lives where I would do, I hate, like, you know, copyright things and stuff like that. I'm not even sure if Tyler, the first person that came up with it, I mentioned Tyler in a previous video. I love Tyler. But he does what's called an almost personal reading, and I used to do those on live when I used to go live all the time. So instead of doing something for the signs, because I don't want to be pressed for time, because I'm too newsy, y'all. That sign per element ain't gonna work as somebody that's newsy, like, because only 4 readings for a whole plethora of people, it ain't gonna work. But also right now, today, life is still lifing, and I don't really have time to give y'all all individually for the signs. So we're gonna try something like an almost personal reading. This is for those people who, what did I say? Healing doesn't mean waiting. That's what's going to be, if you're watching it already, that's the name that brought you here. Healing does not mean waiting. Of course, some personal things. It's a little bit, you know, bringing my own energy into it. But also, I'm pretty sure that there are some people out there that can resonate with that as well. So as far as, like, when you come into a certain point in your life where you know that things are not playing out the way that you want your future to go, like they're not aligning with what's going on now, and you decide, I have to make a change, first and foremost, clap it up for you, because that's the intro to growth. That's the intro to changing and creating the life in the you that you want to be. So first and foremost, congratulations on that. Penelope. Y'all know Pen by now. If you don't, meet Penelope. So yeah, we're gonna do a reading for, like, once you finally hit that stage of, okay, I don't like the way this look, whatever this is, your life, your job, your relationship, your friendships, whatever it is, you don't like the way it is, and you're trying to make a change, but you at that point where this new you that you're trying to create hasn't even been created yet. So of course it's a tug of war, and this side that you already on is winning. And you know, you have those, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the thoughts and the feelings, the emotions, all the things come up that you have already been for however long you've been. How do we fight that? And maybe not even fight. Like, how do we challenge that? How do we... That is so rude. Penelope. That's so rude. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not digging in my nose. I have a very itchy nose. Excuse me. Stop. I did not disabuse her. I just let her know that she's doing a little bit too much. So yeah, let's finally hurry up and get into it, because I just spent 4 minutes running my mouth already. How do I want to start this off? Okay. Oh, I feel like I didn't even, like, really, like, explain it well. Maybe I did, but just, again, the reason I'm calling it healing does not mean waiting, because we not holding, like, once we decide, okay, we don't like this, and we moving on and moving forward to something better, we're not sitting here waiting for this to change or that to come in, or the past, or the anything. We're not letting none of that, you know, keep us stagnant away from what we're trying to become. Okay, so all right, I call on my ancestor, spirit guide, the angel team of love and light, only beings of love and light, with the intention of serving myself as well as the people that watch this video. Highest good are welcome in this space. We're going to do a reading titled Healing does not mean waiting. Let's give the people, you know, some insight, some words of encouragement, some clarity on how to continue growing into the person that they're trying to become. Okay. And Penny, you all messing up my camera. My camera. Alright, healing does not mean waiting. Healing does not mean waiting. And for this one, I'm going to just do pulls. And we just going to go down the line. So bear with me. Bear with me. Alright, what do y'all have to say? What do y'all have to say? Okay. We starting right. Starting right at the top. Okay. It seems like it's about to be a short reading anyway. They say y'all already know what y'all need to do. Why y'all asking us? Seems like it wanted to come out, but let's see. Anything else to go with this? Anything else to go with healing does not mean waiting? All right. Okay. Finally getting started with the reading at 7 minutes. We have a 5-space reading here. All right. So first thing that we got, 10 of Cups. Then we have the Page of Swords. Then we have the Moon. Then we have the 7 of Swords. And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles coming out together. I really like this. So I'm going to talk about why. I am going to get clarifiers for this spread, so it's a little more personal. Hold on a minute. Well, I'm going to have to use this deck. If you know me, you know I got tons of decks. Like, I have 3 that I keep by my bedside just because I actually don't know if that's a good idea. So, like, that is not a recommendation of sleeping so close to your tarot cards. But, again, I believe in God first and foremost. So, protect it either way. Penelope, I really need you to stop right now, girl. Like, you are really killing me. Yeah, I don't know if that's the best idea. And the deck that I love to use, love to use, like y'all see that in y'all personal readings all the time. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. It probably fell on the floor, and I'm not about to wave this big old donkey in the camera to pick it up. So that's what we got other ones for. All right, so starting off, first of all, before I even get a clarifier, I don't even remember if I told y'all, but on the bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. And when I just picked that up, underneath of that is the 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords. So yeah, whoever this reading is addressing, because remember, it's that like energetic reading. And if it's going to click with you, it's going to click with you. If it's not for you. Keep in mind, like I said, if it's not for you, perfect. Don't take it as like, oh my God, it didn't work for me and I don't know what to do. You already know what to do, regardless of what these cards say. You already know what to do. You just need to quiet the outside noise and go within. Always, that's all that you need to do. So yeah, let's go into it. The 10 of Cups, starting off. The 10 of Cups, now, in a, general consensus, just going over the top of it, yeah, it typically does have to do with a happy, committed relationship. It does not have to always be a committed romantic relationship. Majority of the time, it is. But, so, 9 times out of 10, this has to do with people that want love. That want a true, real commitment. Like, that whole true love situation. I'm searching for a real love. You see what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, that's for y'all, but also for the people, because again, tarot can resonate in so many ways. So I don't want to just start talking about a relationship and it could be something else for you. At the end of the day, it's happiness. That can be happiness with yourself. Understand what I'm saying? So, like, first and foremost, when you come into healing and growing, all we looking for is the key word on the card here is contentment. When you feel the need to grow or get better, it's because things are not savory. Again, what did I say in the beginning? Something that you don't want, something that don't align. So you looking for peace. You looking for happiness. You looking for contentment. The word on the card, like just being okay. See what I'm saying? So first of all, they already caught our drift with that. But let's get some clarifiers. Clarify the 10 of Cups for me, please. Ten of Cups clarified by the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Both of those flew out. We'll talk about those. With the Five of Cups on the bottom. Yes. So, again, I'm going to try to talk about it in two ways because for majority of us, this does have to do with love. It does have to do with things that we've been through when it comes to the department of love. But again, it's not just somebody else. Okay, so now, 10 of Cups to be clarified by the Four of Wands. See that? Clarified by the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, let's start with that. Talks about holding on very tightly to something. And usually, when the Four of Wands come up, the message there is that you need to release. Whatever is yours is going to be yours regardless. You holding on very, very tightly to something, obviously because you don't want to let it go. But like, greed is never a good thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm not explaining that well. It's going to come out better by the time we get through the rest of the cards. Penelope is driving me insane, you guys. But it's going to make more sense once I get through the rest of it because I'm not, like, articulating this card very well. But basically, what I'm feeling is, like, for some people, that we going down the love road for, at one point, yes, it was perfect. It was happiness, and you are trying to hold on, or were trying to hold on to when things were good. The beginning, 9 times out of 10, when people got their mask on. And some people, it's not always a mask. 9 times out of 10, though, when you first meet somebody, that's not who they really are. I forgot who said it or where I heard it at, but it was like, when you first meeting somebody, you're meeting the representation of them. You're meeting their representative. You're not meeting them beneath, whatever it is. And I'm just saying that to say, like, 9 times out of 10, when we hold on to who somebody was in the beginning, nigga, that wasn't even them. That wasn't them. That was who that was their representative. I got to get better at, articulating. But, you holding on to that. And then for those of you, not as much as, like, okay, obviously you done been with this person for some time, you know them, or like, it don't even have to be years at a point in time. Like, once you done spent a couple months with somebody, besides people that are really, really fucking calculated, like, really fucking sociopaths, like, 9 times out of 10, if you're not dealing with a sociopath, within a couple months, you start to get an idea of who they truly are. Like, and it still is good, obviously, if it comes to a point of love and, I want to be with you, you want to be with me, whatever the case may be. Like, you're holding on to those good times. That's one way to look at it. See what I'm saying? But also, I do have another flip side for this is, again, like, not letting go. Like, once we're growing, because remember, healing does not mean waiting. So once we're growing, that's the whole point of this reading that I'm doing here. Once we decide to grow, it's something that, when you set boundaries, it's something that is the baseline of the respect that you are only willing to allow. And I'm also getting that, in a positive note, don't let that go. Like, if there is certain things that you require, if there are certain things that you expect to be done for you, and I don't mean in a financial way, again, that's your own personal thing, but what I'm talking about is more so morals. If there are certain things that you're not bending on when it comes to relationships, friendships, business, anything, because again, remember, I'm talking about it in a romance standpoint, and I'm talking about it in a more generalized standpoint. Don't bend on those things. You should hold on tight to those things. You don't loosen up on those things. But again, that's just the beginning. Let's move on. Clarify the Page of Swords for me, please. Clarify the Page of Swords. I made a clarifier for this one because it's quiet. Honestly, the last 3 cards are really talking to me as opposed to this Page of Swords. Clarify the Page of Swords, please. Oh, well, y'all better not say I ain't do nothing for y'all, because my finger is sprained right now and I do not have my little thing on so that I can actually be able to, like, let me see how this works. Maybe I can do it. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm holding them the wrong way. Let me see. Well, I can't do it. I'm over here putting myself in pain for no reason. Okay, clarify the Page of Swords, please. That popped out with 2 cards too. What's going on here? Page of Swords with Justice on the bottom, clarified by the Fool and the 3 of Swords. Yeah, okay. This is definitely for those of us who have been heartbroken. Yeah, just going into the clarifiers, the 3 of Swords always has to do with heartbreak. Again, it don't necessarily have to be a relationship. 9 times out of 10 it is, but friends can break your heart. You can put a lot of energy into building something and it cannot go. It can completely fail, and that can break your heart. So this is definitely talking about the fact that because the Page of Swords in a base kind sense, all of the pages are messengers. All of the pages are messengers, but this is a message about logic, intellect, information. Like, yeah, like it's more so like them telling you, like, it's time to low-key write it out. Like, write it out. Not too much on ChatGPT. Now, again, I'm all against AI, and AI is going to ruin the world and all the other things as well. We could get into the conspiracy theories, but I ain't going to lie. Use ChatGPT for what it's for. If you don't have a friend that you trust, or a family member, somebody close to you that you trust, that you can just lay everything out, girl, open ChatGPT up and spill your guts. If you against AI to the 100th power more than I am, get you a fucking journal and write it out, because it's time to, you can't move. I say this all the time, and the cards are talking to me too, because it's so much easier saying it to other people, but especially if you have like earth placements, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, if you have strong Saturn placements, if you have first house placements. Again, astrology is so deep, and I do want to bring that back into the channel somehow. But one of the easiest parts to heal is literally to get it out. Talk about it, write it down, do something, like get it out. But for those of us with the placements that I mentioned, we kind of just push past it. Like, we kind of like, especially how I said, if you've actually had love with somebody and that shit changes, it is painful, and you don't want to spend another moment, especially, again, healing does not mean waiting. So if you've been on a journey with somebody where y'all once had a very beautiful connection, and at some point that shit started to change, and maybe both of y'all had points where y'all was holding on and not letting the other one go, and one person wanted to be let go, the other person didn't, or you starting to move on and this person come back, or that person starting to move on and you come back, that is a long journey. That by the time you get to the point that you say, you know what, I'm healing from this, you don't want to give it no more thought. You don't want to talk to nobody about it, especially if you've been talking to your friends about it for the whole time it's been going on. You like, I don't want to bother them with this no more. I don't want to be bothered with this no more. Why would I want to bother somebody else with it? You don't want to talk about it no more. But the thing is, once these emotions are building up, even if you have took the time to get over them and you let them back in, guess what, baby? They're back. And they need a release. They need to get out. By the way, I'm going to shout out my girl, yoga instructor, Nay. Follow her on Instagram at Je ne sais quoi. I might add her little name right here, because she is yoga. Moving your body literally is a way to release. If, like, I still stand by, especially for the fact that this is the Page of Swords, that it needs to be talked about. It needs to be written out, one or the other. You need to do some type of talking, some type of writing. But if you have those placements that I mentioned, or even if you don't, and you feel like, let's be real, it's 2025. No shade. A lot of y'all don't know how to read and write. No shade. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to judge people. If you don't have the time to pick up a pen and paper and write things out, if you that fucking busy, schedule you a little yoga class. Or you don't even got to support my girl, YouTube. We're on it. Search yoga for release, yoga for emotions, yoga for, it's it's so many ways out here, but moving, that was my point of plugging my girl in, is yoga helps me a lot when I don't want to write it out and I don't want to talk to nobody. Moving my body helps a lot. And fire signs, I think it was, for the previous reading, I said that y'all needed to do some movement. So also, yeah, but the point that I'm getting all off into a chill, because remember, the other card that came out was the Fool. And the Fool, while it can literally mean that you're being a fool, that's not what we get in here. It's about new beginnings. So for you to start over, you have to release that, especially if you holding on to it from the previous cards that we talked about with this 10 of Cups. If you holding on to that, and you may not even be consciously holding on to it, but you don't know that unless you sit down and get real. Like Erykah Badu said, get real pen, real paper, and write it down and watch that shit become real. Like, you got to get it out of here, okay? So let's clarify the moon, please, because there are some hidden things. Before I even had, I said I kind of got the gist of the last three, but we still gonna get our clarifiers. Also, hold up, y'all. Okay, I gotta hurry up. I'm not gonna rush though, but I am looking for something. Where is he? Leave these alone. If you don't do these, don't pick them up. Clarify the moon. The moon clarified by the Two of Cups. With the star in reverse on the bottom. Child, we about to get deep. We about to get deep. I'm starting to feel like this is definitely for people in the love department. Like, so forgive me. You can hang on and please take what resonates. Please don't, again, I done said to y'all multiple times, I have to get better at articulating. Please read or listen between the voice. Like, please don't, if you hear me say, I don't know what I can use for an example. If you hear me say, it's getting hot in the kitchen, but you know you ain't in the kitchen, you in your room, and it's hot as hell in your room, it applies. Like, bro, just take it. Don't switch it and twist it and turn it to make it fit your situation. But if I'm using a simple word that can easily be interchanged with something else, interchange it with what's going on with you. Don't force it to fit, but don't push it away because, oh, well, she said love and I'm not in love. Knowing that you got a friend that you did love that hurt your feelings. Knowing that you had a business that you put your all into that you loved and it hurt your feelings. Like, whatever it is, bro, please don't make me turn this into kindergarten. And I'm sorry if that came off rude. I mean, I'm really not, but yeah. So, the moon clarified by the Two of Cups with the star in reverse on the bottom. And this is why I'm saying we about to get deep. First of all, let's talk about the star on the bottom first and foremost. Keep in mind, when something comes up reversed like this, you cannot tell me that it's not meant to be that way. Because as you can see, I keep my cards upright. All the little words that's at the bottom, that's the bottom. I keep my cards upright. When I clear out my deck, I put them in order and I reshuffle them. I've been shuffling for years now. I know how to shuffle. So for this to come out like this, it's meant to be reversed. Now, when we talk about the star upright, all of the cards that have a number on it, that are numbered, like, what else came out that's numbered? The Fool has a 0 on it. The Moon has 18 on it. All of those are like major cards. Are they trump cards or are they major arcana cards? Forgive me, it's been a while. But basically, there are minor arcana, major arcana. I believe minor is and trump cards, if I'm not mistaken, are the people. I could be completely wrong. These could be trump cards. But the point is, either way, the point is that these cards more so have to do with life lessons, like a big thing. Whereas the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the 3 of this, the 6 of that, has to do with more so like little minuscule daily life things. Where, as I said, the numbered cards have to do with a big thing. The star, a lot of people say, is the universe. I do personally follow that. Like, it's like The universe saying, yeah, I had a hand in this. Yeah, I want this to go this way, or it's meant for you to go through this, or like it also can be coming out if I'm asking a question and I get the star, it's more so of a you got to go through this to find out. There are a few cards in the deck like that. So for the star to come in reverse, it's the universe like telling you this ain't in our plans for you. Or it wasn't in our plans to be this long. Or, and I know that is kind of controversial itself, because I do sometimes believe like you are where you're supposed to be. Like sometimes, you know, we go through life. Like also as somebody that is diagnosed with depression and PTSD, of course I don't believe I'm supposed to be sad and down and whatever the case may be. But again, like I said, I want to do story times because it always comes out with some type of lesson that I can take and move forward and share with other people and help them or whatever the case may be. So Penelope, you have to stop. You have to. So, take that with a grain of salt, but also like the universe saying, get off this path, girl. Like this is taking you not too long, but bro, you're lowering, I mean, you're lengthening the journey when it doesn't have to be that long. Like it's like little shortcuts and shit that you could take. Like, of course, yeah, you meant to be here, you meant to go through this or whatever the case may be, but we could quicken this up a lot quicker. Because we all do still have free will at the end of the day. So, let's go into the actual cards. The moon, and the keyword on this one, can y'all see that? Is concealment. So, whenever the moon comes out, things are not clear. When the moon is outside, all that you can see, and not in Philadelphia, of course, because we got street lights and shit like that. But when you go into the country, before you bring all of this, updated, you know, what are we called? I don't want to say new world, but you know what I mean. Like the updated technological things. When you bring all that into play, of course, yeah. But if you was to go to the country and you driving down the road and the moon is outside, it's dark as fuck out there. All light that you have to guide you is the moon. And then let's take it back even further before cars was a thing. All you had to guide you was the moon, because in the car you got headlights, high beams and all that and whatnot. So let's take it back. Like once the moon has to, that's what I'm saying. The moon has to deal with things that are hidden. Like yeah, you might have an idea of what you're looking at because the moon's light is shining, but you don't know what's hiding behind that bush. You see shadowy figures that you can't make out. So the moon always has to do with things not being clear, things not being what they seem. And then to be clarified by the Two of Cups, if you in a situation, if this is talking to you and you still dealing with this person and you still holding on to all the things that I said up here, it's not what it seems. It's not what it used to be. And this is not the end all be all that the creator has in mind for you. Just plain and simple, just putting it out there. Like, and again, it don't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb to say, as far as business, if this is something that you're just starting, I don't want you to give up on it. This is not, first of all, period, this reading is not for anybody that's just starting anything. This is for those of you who know somebody. Like I said previously with the, like, you know, when you first get to know somebody, you meet in their representation. You already know this nigga. You know their representation. You know they lawyer. You know they... You know everything. You see what I'm saying? You know who they are when they mad. You know who they are when they happy. You know them. You see what I'm saying? But again, you knew them is what I should say. Because where you at right now, this is not the same person. That's not who it is that you holding on to from the beginning when everything was peaches and rainbows. That's not what it is. And this is not where the creator is ending your story. This is not the end. There's more out there for you to experience. See what I'm saying? Now, Seven of Swords. I'm gonna get a clarifier, but before I get a clarifier, it could be the person lying to you, but what I'm feeling heavily is not just you, it's us lying to ourselves. We gotta get real. If we wanna get to the point of that, again, when I'm talking about writing down, like really being real about what you feel inside, really, because like sometimes we don't know. Sometimes it helps to have questions. Sometimes we don't really know what we feeling or where to go or how to do, or we don't really even understand the things that's going on inside. So you got to be real with yourself about that. You can't lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm over it. I don't care no more. I don't care no more. But then still have like thoughts about the person at the end of the day. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't think about them at all, but when you have thoughts that turn into, well, maybe, well, what if, well, no, it's okay. You're going to reminisce. You knew this person, you knew this thing, you knew whatever it is, you had it for a long time. Thoughts are going to creep in. But once you get to a point where you're engaging in those thoughts and going deeper into the thoughts, you're not over it. Like, you're waiting instead of healing. So let's get our clarifier. Clarify the Seven of Swords, please. Seven of Swords clarified by the Lovers with the Eight of Cups on the bottom. Exactly what I just said. You have to be, because when people see the Lovers, and yes, it can, look at the picture, it's two people on there, you know, they in love or whatever. It, of course, it can represent two people being in love, but again, going deeper, like if we want to be real about the message here, the Lovers have to do with harmony. These two people that's on this card are in harmony, and even when we go deeper into the picture, you can look up the Lovers. There are more, all the cards that, because I like abstract decks. So like for instance, these ones with the dolls, this don't really tell you a story for real, for real. She just cute, her lashes popping. She'll run a whole bunch of flowers, whatever. Like that's, but actually when you dig in, it's little dragons in there. So even those have, a little story in the card, but those are for people that are more like well versed with what the cards mean. For people who are not traditional decks, like this is still an abstract deck as well, but they have more of the storyline of like the picture telling you like, okay, this card is about a relationship, a connection. This card is about two people, and again, it's harmony. So it's building when it's the Lovers. It's like y'all coming, they're naked, you're coming together as yourself, you're exposed, you're not hiding anything. You're building something, you're coming together as you are to make something greater than yourself. So it has to do with harmony. That's what the Lovers always has to do with, things working together. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot work together to leave this situation that you know you don't want to be in anymore, that you know is not serving you, because that's the whole message of the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups does have to do with leaving, but you're leaving to get your Nine of Cups, which the Nine of Cups is satisfaction, is being good. The Eight of Cups is like, this ain't working out for me. And that's what we started with. That's what I started talking about, right? Like, okay, once you decide to grow or push past something, it's because something is not working out for you. So this is not working out for you. You have to leave and go create or find what will work out for you. But again, we have to be honest about the fact that there is not harmony in this situation. You have to be honest about the way you feel. You have to bear it all. Not with this person, for yourself. Understand what I'm saying? You can't be being fake about it. You can't tell yourself you over it knowing you're not. You can't tell yourself, oh, I want to make this work with him. I want to be with him or her or whoever it is. Or I want to be friends. We've been friends for so long. Or I put so much into this. I want it to work. When you know that you're fucking drained. When you know that this shit is literally stressing you out. You breaking out. You ain't getting no good sleep at night. It's literally affecting you physically at this point. You got to be real about that. So, finally, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to get a clarifier before I go into this. Clarify the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, please. Clarified by the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. That's where I was going with it. I should have started talking. With the Emperor on the bottom. I like that so very much. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So I like this because when I was first shuffling, pulling the cards out, when I seen these two, I felt a tie between these two queens. Again, regardless if you male or female watching this, there's no shade at you. It just has to do with the energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us, and we are going to come back and talk about this Emperor that's at the bottom of the deck, which is a masculine energy, which is the top masculine energy. Now, peep how These two queens rule two different things. The Queen of Pentacles represents, you can say material, but in a sturdy way. The Queen of Pentacles is not somebody, she about her coin, don't get me wrong, but she's not a gold digger. If anything, I would say the Queen of Wands is more of a gold digger than the Queen of Pentacles is. But the Queen of Wands is very fiery energy. She gonna say what the fuck she gotta say, and she don't care how she say it. It's gonna come out. She don't care how you take it. She's going to be in her power. And that's not to say that she's a bitch or, you know, because if anybody's a bitch, it's the Queen of Swords. But that's not to say that she's a bitch or, like, you know, she's mean or she's nasty. That's not to say none of that. She just know what she wants. She's a boss. You understand what I'm saying? All the queens are bosses in their own rights. But the Queen of Wands is a boss that gets shit done. You understand what I mean? So moving on from all of this that we talked about previously, when we stepping into this healed version of ourselves, it's like you may feel as though that you have a choice, or even if you don't feel as though, I'm here to remind you that you have a choice of how you want to take that. Do you want to be the boss that is booked and busy all the time, that's staying busy and staying, but I said booked and busy. I hate when I do that. Y'all see what I mean? But, like, you know, just working, whether that's going to the gym, like actually moving, like, you know, she's staying busy, literally. Whereas, again, the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, she about her bag, but she's sturdy. So she wants to be solid. You're not going to catch her bawling, crying about whatever the hell went wrong. This is the person that I was saying, even though we need to write this shit out and release it, she keeps going. She got things to do. She's not slowing up. So it's a matter of you merging these two, but because that's, again, the talk about the clarifiers. 7 of Cups, options. 2 of Pentacles, also low-key an option. Like, it's like not choosing which one, basically. It's like you having a decision to make, basically. Juggling between the two. So you may juggle between, like, you know what? I'm going to curse them the fuck out. They going to hear what I got to say. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to get my body looking right and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then judging between the Queen of Pentacles, which is, you know what? I'm not giving them no energy. I'm sitting here in my comfort with the Queen of Pentacles is a wonderful mother. I'm sitting here with my baby. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm taking care of my craft, the things that I got to do, which, as you see, it's a combination with both of them where it's matching up. But let's go back to the bottom of the deck with the Emperor. Because when we talk about feminine energy does have to do with feelings. And that's not to say that men don't have feelings. But again, you see how men are when it comes to feelings, you know. So it's like the queens are still moving. They're still driven by their emotions. Whereas the Emperor, which is all of the kings combined, it's just, I don't even know how the fuck I want to say it, but he's on his shit genuinely. And it's not because, okay, I'm doing this to prove somebody wrong or I'm doing this to show somebody what they missing out, which, if I'm being honest, the queens being feminine energy, it does have something to do with proving yourself. And don't argue with me on that. If you want to have a debate, we can talk about it. Cool. Get at me in the comment sections, DM me, text me if you got my number, whatever. We can go into it. But the Emperor has more of a, and I hate to say selfish energy, because he's not necessarily selfish, even though it can come off that way. It can be selfish in a sense of like, oh, he's only thinking about himself. But no, it does have to do with the greater good. But it's more so just like, you are not influencing me. I'm doing this for me and my things. So that's where it can come off as selfish. Like, I'm doing this for my betterment, and my betterment includes the people that are on my side. All of these cards, you ain't on my side. You ain't on my side. You might have been at a point in time, but you ain't here now. And that's not to say, oh, I'm doing all of this because you're not on my side. No, my only focus is healing. Healing does not mean waiting. Healing does not mean waiting. That's what they're saying. It needs to come from a sense of, because again, right underneath of that is the 5 of Cups. So it's definitely powered by that hurt, and that's not a problem. Being powered by the hurts gets you to level up to the point where the hurt is going and now it's genuinely you. So that's okay to start off here and to be juggling back and forth between, you know what, I just want to snap. And again, don't snap to them because they ain't worth your energy. So that's where you want to snap. You bring out that journal. You talk to your friend. You let it out, however that needs to be. But when it comes to who you show the world, the face that you show the world, I'm cool. I'm straight. I'm good. And at some point, it will lead to them not being the underlining foundation of why you are changing. It's going to, as you start to grow and heal, you're going to start to notice other areas of life that you needed to grow and heal, where you're getting better subconsciously, because it trickles down. You can't get better at one thing. Like, for instance, how I'm saying I need to get better at articulating. As I start reading or, you know, picking up other words or even watching other tarot readers and seeing how they decide to go about it or whatever the case may be, I'm also learning how to communicate better with the people in my life. I'm also learning how to explain what's going on inside, where it's hard for me to pull words of what's going on. You're growing more than just what you have that tunnel vision on growing on. It's a ripple effect. It ripples out. So that's what I got for you on the bottom of our main deck, which I don't think and look at this. On the bottom of our main deck, which I don't think I talked about, is the Page of Cups, which is simply a message. The folks that we called on at the beginning of this reading letting us know, hey, we got a message for you in the feelings department. You got some growing to do because it's a page, but we still sending love and support. And right underneath of that is the Five of Cups. And like I said, we got to get real about the fact that we've been disappointed. Not holding on to that disappointment. And what's under the Emperor? Same card, Five of Cups. So these people that this reading was for, there's definitely been some disappointment. Let that disappointment fuel you into becoming a better you and then living in you. Okay? So that's how I'm going to end it. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up in the DMs. Text me if you got my number. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video for somebody who that you think it could resonate with. Let me know how it resonates for you. And yeah, I'll be back. And thank y'all.